So what's the panel's opinion on the use of generating AI to create religious representation in art? Anyone would like to take that on?
So I think when we're addressing this creativity, we see how these systems can draw on extensive bodies of human creativity. So they're drawing and often reassembling the fruits of often genius, sometimes mediocre work, depending on what the system is trained on. And so we're getting often this representation of the fruits of other human creativity. And so I think one of the greatest limits here is that we will no longer have this same kind of direct share of the inner life. So as was noted in the question here, there's a profound process of prayer, of fasting, of reflection that goes into the production of an icon, and that can be extended to other pieces of art in the church and beyond. I was thinking also back to the question of the homily. I've had so many experiences where the very process of preparing the homily enriches the communication, the connection that's formed with those that I'm preaching to, even if I choose not to read the text that I've written out. But the very process of praying over, thinking through a particular gospel passage or reality prepares me to then share something that's more powerful and that makes a bigger impact. So I think that there should always be a space for artists to share the fruits of their prayer, of their reflection, of their labor in church settings, and that the more AI-generated images ought to be sort of aids to that creative process. They can spark new angles or new perspectives on maybe a familiar theme, but I think that beyond the particular products that we might have artistically, we should keep in mind of the value of that very human process of prayer, of reflection, of preparation. And there's something I think very special about being able to share that with others and allowing others to enter into contact with that and make their own journey of prayer and reflection.
I just want to say briefly on that as well. I mean, in the future, although the conventional economy may be served a lot by AI and robots, we do believe that there'll be another economy that emerges around human goods and services, where people are just going to choose to pay more because they want to know that a human put their time, energy, and talent, sweat and tears and prayers into something. And I think that that's kind of exciting. It's like it's like Etsy on steroids. And I think if anyone has gone to St. Peter's Basilica, if you had the opportunity to look at the Pietà, I mean, yes, objectively it's beautiful. But I think what's more striking is that a human being did that, right? I mean, if we were to go and you found a copy of the Pietà on Amazon, you could buy it, right? Same size, same dimensions, have it ordered to your home, right? And you put it in the backyard, and people came over and looked at it. I think they'd say, "Wow, very impressive, very nice statue, beautiful, stunning." But it's not going to have the same kind of oomph as actually being there in front of the actual one that Michelangelo did himself with his human hands. And I think icons, it's very similar. If you just want to, looking to fill the space and you want a beautiful representation, right? Okay, sure. Maybe I pay for, icon because I can afford that. But obviously, having one that was actually done by a human being and their story, right? There's a story about how it was created, I think has always been more meaningful. And I think when someone's showing them around their house, I don't think they're going to stop to explain this beautiful icon made by the AI, right? They will stop to explain this beautiful icon written by someone they know, right? Who has this beautiful epic story.